Alright. It is time for another episode of the Florencio Files. Up here in the top left-hand side, someone who's no doubt a big fan of Rogue, everyone's least favorite world champion. No offense to Rogue, but the last year he has done one thing more than anyone else, and that is print swarm hosts. And this player up here at the top left, definitely a fan, is called the Swarm Host Printer. So we've seen Rogue abuse just mass swarm host nidus tactics, walling off his base fully a lot of the time, and just doing these crazy cheeses. He'll rush to it faster than anyone else, trying to get really one-sided games against Protoss. He makes Zerg versus Protoss look very unfair for the Protoss player, because he's so good at it. He's one of the most brutally effective players, and his ZVP is unstoppable. Let's see if this player has drawn from that inspiration of their champion and is also going to print some swarm hosts. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, oh, it's actually ZvZ. I didn't even realize. It's goddamn Florencio himself. He's on his eating competition food YouTuber channel. It is beast mode. He's gonna go full fucking beast mode on his opponent. Swarm hosts are pretty terrible in Zerg vs Zerg. Other than that one game on that one map where Dark beat Raynor in the grand finals. And even that map, he was losing to Raynor with the swarm hosts, and then he just got one nidus worm up when Raynor was a little bit lax in what he was focusing on. And turns out if you manage to nidus lurkers into your opponent's base, they tend to lose the game. But yeah, that was a bit of a fuck around from Dark, I think, in the finals there. Swarm Host Printer starts a queen here, solid 45 seconds after the pool finishes. 6 lings coming across. Meanwhile, Florencio's like, yep, we're on 19 drones. We've got 1 worker mining gas, and we're sending 2 drones across to build double proxy hatchery. Okay. Bit of a gap between these two breasts, but some people like it that way, no worries. It's not the push-up bra look where they're both kind of crammed together. Spinecrawler in the main. These lings are already here, and they are just standing in a bit of an odd line formation, and we're just gonna... they could go in and kill, like, 8 drones right now, but this is some truly high-level stuff. Gary, shouldn't we attack before they maybe get Zerglings or defenses of any kind? You know, aren't we an early game unit that's kind of terrible as time goes? Oh, I guess we should go in. Well, I guess the command gave us the go-ahead. We're gonna... oh, God, we're gonna actually kill some stuff. Hells yeah. Let's get them. Oh, shit, the drones just surrounded us. And, oh, dude, I'm not even into hentai. Can you not... ow! Oh, shit. Billy just got his corpse splattered across the ground. A tentacular death. Some people die spectacularly, they died tentacularly. Burrow and a Roach Warren on the way here for Florencio. He's building 2 proxy hatcheries. His opponent has got 2 queens, 3 queens, 4th queen is droning. Is not really droning. Okay, a couple of drones coming out. You think it's going to be muters? No Roach Warren, no Bane Nest, no Ling Speed is like, no, just going to make a lair? It'll be fucking fine. Florencio's like, I've got Burrow, a Roach Warren. 1 base barely mining. It's like 11 drones on minerals. 2 more. He's like, oh, dude, you slowed me down. I love that Flo's going back to his roots with Misdirection. This is what all of his games used to be like, remember? All of his games used to be just non-stop misdirection. There used to be so much silliness going on. And instead... Wait. He's droning? What the fuck is this? Why is he droning that? Are we going for a Burrow Roach attack or nah? He's got 2 overlords building. He's already got like 20 supply free. He starts 2 roaches off 1 hatchery, clicks the other hatchery, starts 1 more roach. Oh my. It starts more drones at home. Roaches here. His opponent is building 6 spine crawlers. Oh my god, what the fuck is this guy doing? This Swarm Host Printer player is not droning. He's massing queens and spines. And now overlord speed? But he's got no economy. If he built more drones, I think the spines are a great safety measure. The problem here is he's actually somehow making his economy worse than Florencio's utter shit show. Flo sees the lings come in and he's like, oh, look, I'm going for a lair. That was like the most obvious fake lair I've ever seen in my life. That was like, these two police officers rocked up. Flo's just sitting in his car, and they're like, excuse me, what are you doing here on one base, sir? And he's like, just waiting for a mate, waiting for a lair. I'm just waiting for a lair, mate. And they're like, we saw you were on hatchery tech, and it wasn't until we rocked up until you sat down and pretended you were just making a lair. No, just waiting for a lair, mate. And they're like, dude, we saw you're on hatchery. You clearly up to no, just waiting for a lair. And you're like, okay, all right, this fucking guy. They're like, all right, you're gonna have to come with us. We're gonna take you down to the station, sir. He's like, wait, are you a federal officer of the Zerg? They're like, no, I'm just a fucking Zerg player on the ladder who's gonna dick you. And he's like, no, are you a federal officer of the Zerg? They're like, no, I'm not. I never said I was. And he's like, no, you can't arrest me in this matchup unless you are a federal officer of the Zerg. Florencio's logic may be similar to that of someone who's just smoked a lot of crack. But, I mean, he gets the third hatch denial. He's got some Roach Ravager. The tentacle wall is looking spectacular. Let's see what Swarmo's Printer does to reinforce the defenses. You're clearly getting Roach all in, and is building 2 Overseers, 2 Queens, and a Spore Crawler. The Queens, get behind the wall, you fucking idiot! Oh my god, those transfusers are worth so much on the spines. He's trying to retake a third next to the Roach Ravager, is not building a single fighting unit. Is now uprooting the... You're on the danger of dying. The Zerg player here seems to think he's the one who's winning the game. No. You should be in survival mode. Instead, he's uprooting his spine crawlers. Holy fucking donkey of all throws. What are you doing, you absolute monkey? Monkey, donkey, fucking... It's a monkey-donkey hybrid of Zerg idiocy here. Builds more spines. I think he finally realizes his opponent's doing a 1 base all in, and he doesn't need a third base against that. Once again, puts his queens out front to chase an overlord. No, get behind the spines, you fucking... Oh my lord. Flo comes in with round 16 of the Burrow Roach Ravager attack, and he says, you are federal officer of the Zerg. They're like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Dude, this is insane. And it turns out they do put tentacle-shaped handcuffs on most of those Roach Ravagers and lead them off to the station. 2 Roaches and a Ravager are still here. No, I'm just waiting for a lair, mate. Just waiting for a lair. I honestly don't know if the I'm just waiting for a lair strategy is the best one. He did let the lair finish. He's got it. But what's he gonna... He's taking gases. He's like, no, time to transition. Me name's Flo. Thankfully, I've got 2 hatcheries and a queen injecting both, so I could actually drone this base up really quick. By the way, better reinforce my army with some more slow Zerglings, because nothing speaks about elite fighting unit. Like, literally, it's like a puppy dog with fucking clubbed feet or some shit. You know, it's like, wait, why are we sending this into battle? Like, what are we... It's like... Zerglings without ling speed are like those girls in ancient China who had their feet fucking bound so they can't run away. Like, it's fucked up. Like, don't send them into battle. They're basically like the little bulldog or chihuahua you have around the house. It's not for guarding shit, you know? Those aren't the dogs. Like, you go play Red Alert, you remember you could get guard dogs in that game? They weren't fucking chihuahuas, were they? They looked like big-ass German shepherds or some shit, mate. They weren't little fucking yap-yap dogs like these little guys, and they're like... Oh, oh. Yeah, like, these remind me of those dogs. I've always told you guys how I go jogging past this one house and these 2 little white fluff balls, whenever they hear me coming, they run, fucking barking their heads off out of the house. And obviously I do speak dog, so to translate, what they're saying is, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here, this is my house, this is my house. Unfortunately, if they actually could make it past the fence to me, it would be similar to what we just saw there, where I would punch one and it would instantly die, just like those Zerglings did. Florencio's 6th attack here ends with all of his shit fucking dying, and he's pretty much dead. He kills some queens, he's forced 47 spine crawlers, but this may actually be the biggest brain Florencio setup, because he's getting a spire, and he's got a big gas bank. So if he can keep killing the queens, there's only 1 out, there's two out, sorry, there's... Okay, so what was there? Three on the map. 2 more just popped. Another one's about to pop. He's massing queens, so even... There's only 1 spore for safety. Shout out to this player, by the way, who's an absolute donkey. He's just sent an overlord with 4 drones in it into the main and is trying to build 4 spines in Florencio's main. Unfortunately, Florencio's like, mate, you can't tentacle the tentacler. Come on, mate. He's like, I'm the top and you're the Zerg bottom. So, picks up, cancels. He's going to go find another angle to do his 4 spine crawler attack. The swarm host printer here, unbeknownst to him. I wonder, do you think it's dawned on him that his opponent is fucking attacking him from over here? He's like, where do these roaches keep coming from? Oh, I guess they're magically materializing out of nowhere. These queens are in the middle of nowhere and there's like 15 mutas building. This is going to get really bad really fast. Swarm host printer's still massing queens, but there's only 7 out. And right now there's what, 13 mutas. And if they can isolate these queens, they're spending all their energy on creep tubers, you fucking idiot. It's Zerg vs Zerg, you need transfuse. Oh my god, this player has been so bad at using their queen. He's like, nah, I gotta have not a single transfuse. We need 46 tumors on one screen. So for those who don't know, what is the advantage of putting more than one creep tumor down on one screen? Well, it spreads the creep quicker. However, the cooldown is going to take just as long as it takes to spread the creep. Any more than 2 creep tumors in an area leads to 0 benefit other than going, well, it's a few extra hit points they'll have to clear when they're clearing the creep. In other words, it's worth fucking nothing, and it's what people who think putting down more creep tumors is effective do. So it's something you do if you really enjoy. It's kind of like if you enjoy getting 500 APM while floating 3,000 minerals. You're like, but I'm clicking really fast, and the APM meter says I'm doing things. And you're like, but you're floating a fuck ton of money and doing it. But the APM meter says I have more APM than a pro gamer. And you're like, mate, like, I could fucking... I could just do bicep curls every day and get bigger biceps than someone who's a professional sports person. It wouldn't change the fact that what I've literally done is given myself a useless potato nugget muscle sticking out of my fucking arm that looks disgusting and is probably bad for me health. By the way, the muta surprise was great. I don't know how Printer got those spores down so quickly, but shout out to Florencio for already losing 9 Mutalisks by literally just fighting into spore crawlers. He did kill some drones, 17 in total have gone down in this game. Not sure if that's really as effective as he needed it. His opponent's got Mass Queen, he's on 16 queens and spines. He's down here, he's running around like a bit of a doofus. Look at that, he's like, I'll drop creep to block your base. It's like, he's also a Zerg, you fucking idiot, what are you doing? Flo right now is so behind in this game. He's like, I guess I'm gonna make swarm hosts. At no point has this Zerg fucking figured out there's a base here, even though there is literally no other conclusion. I could put a fucking literally brain dead watermelon in the spot of swarm host printer, and at this point, literally as a friggin' unself-aware vegetable fruit fucking thing that just sits there, it would know there's a base over there that it should probably go fuck up right now. Yet somehow swarm host printer's like, no, just units keep coming out of nowhere because that's how StarCraft works. I've played the campaign mission and sometimes the Zerglings, they pop out of just a cavern on the map, and I think honestly Florencio could probably do the same thing. Accidentally, simply through spreading creep, finds his way to this base. The muta swarm host is going to engage the queens. The queens are trying to retreat. Locust DPS is absolutely insane. They got to get the fuck out of there, actually. The mutas are actually taking out a fair few of them. That's still way too many queens, though, I think. I think those mutas are going to get dicked. The transfusers are kind of getting spammed down, but not quick enough. Oh my god, the mutas are getting wrecked, though. Flo is getting destroyed, dude. This player may be the drunkest, stupidest Zerg I've ever seen in my life, but simply through the power of mass mineral queen spine having the tankiest army of all time, I think it's just gonna beat Flo through just having so much more stuff. It's simply overwhelming with mass queen, one of the lowest damage units in the game, but one of the tankiest for their cost. It's gonna move spine crawlers forward as well, but the next locust wave is gonna be big. Most of the mutas have fallen, but locusts there, drones being pulled into the fight. Flo says it's time to go beast mode, motherfucker. And oh god, they destroy. Look at that locust damage. The mutas, though, getting killed over on the left-hand side. That is one bonus here for swarm host printer, who's still only building queens. Yep, okay. So what's kind of impressive right now is, I guess, how do I describe swarm host printer's style with an analogy? Well, the best way to describe mass queens is you can get so much stuff because it's only mineral income. They're so tanky, they're so huge. But I guess the way to describe this is right now it's not size that matters. When you're going mass queens, you basically have the largest economy. Let's call it the economy. Let's say you've got a large, girthy set of units out of your economy. It's huge, but it's also flaccid. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, yes, you can, there's someone standing next to you, they catch a glimpse in their peripherals of what appears to be a fucking 30-pound trout that you've just pulled out of your pants at the urinal. They go, oh my, what is, the fuck did I just see in the corner of my vision? And they have to look very pointedly away not to catch vision of it. The problem is, you are still trying to bang with what is essentially a flaccid something, right? Florencio, on the other hand, he may have a bit of a pinner over here. This may be a little bit of a pinner. It's spaghetti thin, but it is standing sharp, firm, and solid right now. It's being used tactically. He's tech switching between different uses. He's hitting all the G spots of SH Printer right now. Meanwhile, SH Printer is just wonking around this gigantic fucking... it's like a big old pendulum swinging. You know, it's essentially, you could take it, put it in a bell tower, and it would be like the big friggin' thing swinging in there, you know? It would thwunk the shit out of that bell. But it's not firm, it's not pointed, and it's really not being used in the most effective way. Florencio, on the other hand, you can tell he wasn't born with a lot, but he's found a way to use it to maximum effectiveness. Roach links around the queens. He's been avoiding the spine crawlers this whole time, finding the weak spots. His opponent's like, well, I'm gonna go drop 8 drones because I'm drunk. You know, he's still trying to swing that big mineral economy around. The Swarmos, though, taking out these spines with ease. The rest of the army comes back to help out as well. And, I mean, it doesn't matter how many spines you have. It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. Florencio there showing just beautiful precision. And he hits all the G-spots of this absolutely gargantuan, yet directionless Zerg player. SH Printer, massive, huge, girthy. But there's no point to it, it's directionless. It's essentially just a big blob of nothing if you don't do anything other than build queens and spine crawlers like a fucking donkey, mate. I actually think SH Printer's win percentages go up if at any point in the first 12 minutes of this game uproots the 36 spine crawlers and tells half of them to fucking run in and burrow in Florencio's base. I actually think that would have potentially been a game-winning move. The other half could have fucking uprooted and dealt with this base, which was undefended for the longest time, but at no point did it occur for this player to do anything other than make queens and spine crawlers and basically just go, look at how huge I am, I don't need to do anything. But Florencio, he grew up in adversity. He was never given the gifts of economy, and even when people said, sir, if you just build a round of drones, I'll pay you $30 an hour, it's a great opportunity, he's like, go fuck yourself. And he goes back to like picking up the cans out of the garbage bin to go and get the 2 cents recycling fee or whatever, you know? He's like, no, fuck off, I don't want to take your filthy money. You know, he did it the hard way, and he found a way to win with that regardless. GG, Florencio, you absolute legend. And, you know, brings a bit of the sewer mermaid flavor to that Zerg vs. Zerg. Nice tech switches. The Roach Ravager into the Mutas, into the Swarm hosts. GG, well played, mate. Bit of a travesty of a game, but that's what we like to see. Well played. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can support the Patreon down below, or you can click the bell to get more notifications. Thanks for hanging. Have a good night. We'll see you in the next video.